People used to tease me and say, you're going to a program that's doomed to die, and I was telling them, if it's God's program, it's going to survive, and it's going to be viable. And this far, He's been with us. God has seen us through.
Today we have children with all types of disabilities coming not only from all over Kenya, but also from the countries around Kenya. Somalia, Somaliland, Ethiopia, Tanzania, Uganda, and part of it's just there was nobody to take care of it in those countries. In 1997, we had put in 7 shunts for hydrocephalus, a shunt being a tube that carries extra fluid under extra pressure from the head into the abdomen. And we closed the backs of 8 children with spina bifida. Now, this last year, we closed the backs of about 250 children with spina bifida, and we put in about 500 shunts or related items. That was unexpected growth. Today, we have a total of about 64 beds, with often, like even today, many patients in the hall. And the work has grown. The volume of not only neurological patients has grown, but people with various other congenital and acquired abnormalities. These are all children. Can I look? My guess would be today that fewer doctors are prepared to come to an isolated situation like we are in Kenya. The whole continent here has a lack of specialists and subspecialists.
That's okay, good.
Of 200 students beginning college desiring to become medical students, only 2 of them become medical missionaries, and only 1 of them stays. Many of these students finish, they begin with good intentions. In our specialty-oriented life, it takes so long to be trained. And by the time a person finishes training, he's oftentimes 32 to 35 years old. He often is married and has children. And a lifestyle's been established, and oftentimes it's a nice lifestyle. I mean, if they wound up in a Kajabi hospital and spent 5 years doing what they could do with the equipment and things that they have here available to them, they've grown out of date. They can't enter back into a practice as easily as we used to. And so many of them realize that as a huge sacrifice. And yet on the other hand, I'd say I wouldn't trade places with anybody I know in life.
I initially thought this was something I was going to do at the tail end of my career, when, sort of when I was semi-retired. But as I was finishing my residency, it's all of a sudden seemed better that I go serve when I was young and energetic, instead of waiting until I was old and my skills were declining and I couldn't see well. Surgery is exciting and adventurous regardless of where you are. But here it's sort of amplified because the patients come in sicker. The problems are more bizarre. It's also adventurous because you step out of your comfort zone. In the United States, I don't have to, like the case I just did, I was doing neurosurgery. And that's exciting for me. It's not exciting for a neurosurgeon because they do it all the time. But that's very adventurous for me because I wasn't really trained to do that. There's no better way you can spend your first year. I get to do a broad breadth of general surgery. I'm not in some box getting bored doing laparoscopic gastric bypass every day. I'm taking care of different variable things every day. It is a dream practice that any general surgeon would want. I can't imagine who wouldn't want to come and work here because you get to do what you were trained to do and you really get to help people every day, and they're so appreciative.